Hey Soup, welcome back, it's Claytano, and today I'm going to be teaching you how to rune the Fire Dragon, otherwise known as Zaiross if you don't already know him. But this is one of my personal favorite natural 5-star monsters. I got him at a very, very low level, at level 8 when I first started playing the game, and I was completely shocked about how much better he was than all my other monsters. Now, granted, they were all like Water Fairy King and the Wind Vagabond, but that's aside the point. So just to kind of give you guys a brief overview of his skills, he has this extremely amazing leader skill. It's a 33% attack power increase for all of his monsters, no matter where you use him. Raids, dungeons, arena defense, guild wars, anywhere this leader skill is going to work. It doesn't happen very often for a lot of monsters, so this is special. Now there's a couple other monsters that do have leader skill, but we're not worried about that today. His third skill is his claim to fame. By 100% claim to fame, attacks all the enemies with a fiery breath and puts their skills on cooldown. It resets them so that way they can't use it. If it's an 8-turn skill cooldown, they gotta take 8 more turns before they can use it again. If it's 3 turns, they gotta use 3 more turns before they can actually use that skill. It's completely, entirely OP with very few counters for the most part. His second skill, they're unique for all of the dragons. Okay, now a lot of the monsters, they have 1 or 2 second skills that they alternate from between all light, dark, fire, water, and wind monsters, but for the dragons, they are all completely different, unique skills. So I think that's really cool about the dragons. But it inflicts continuous damage for 3 turns with a 25% chance for each attack. I'm pretty sure it hits about 5 times, if I had to guess from what I've seen. His first skill, to me, it just shoots a fire arrow at the enemy. I don't even consider it an arrow. It's just a ball of fire. It's cool though. It's cool. You know, it's fire. So anyway, getting right into it, pros and cons. First off, the pros. He is an extremely versatile monster. He can be built tank, he can be built nuke, he can build speed tank, speed nuke, anything you could possibly really come up with. This guy can be it for you. Second is that he resets the skills. I mean, it's a pro no matter what you look at. Third would be that he actually awakens into crit rate, so it actually makes it a little bit easier for you to build him as a nuker than it would be as a tank. And then 4, he has 2 AoE skills. His second and his third skill are both AoE, so he's going to be dealing out massive damage. And even if you build him as a tank, that third skill is still going to have lots of use, and that second skill even is still going to have lots of use because it's going to be putting dots. So that's why you can build him a couple different ways. Now some cons for him. He has extremely low base HP, so trying to build him as a tank is, in my opinion, a little bit harder than building him as a nuke because it doesn't give you the opportunity to do that with such an extremely low HP. Anything below 10,000 for the most part is really low, even on nukers. Now aside that, he has low base speed, so that it's a little bit harder to rune him to be faster than people. So in my opinion, a slow Zaiross is a dead Zaiross. If he's a dead Zaiross, he's not going to be doing he's not going to be doing anybody any good. A dead monster doesn't do that, so what the fuck? Anyway, the third con I would say is that he has a lackluster first skill. It doesn't do shit. It doesn't do fuck all. It just shoots a fire arrow at the fucking enemy. Granted, he does a lot of damage if he's built nuke, but if he's built tank, it's not going to do you any good. It's not like a defense break on turn 1. Oh my god, that would be crazy. Hey, come to us. What about that for a new buff for Zaiross? Because I'm just kidding. So how do we rune him? So early game players, okay, again, I'll break it up into 2 spots. So early game, I would say Despair would be your best bet. If you don't have Despair runes yet, build it Swift. As far as the offset goes for like the 2 set, I would say build that with Blade if you can, because that'll help him out with the crit rate. Or you could build it with anything else. So if you're gonna build tank, go HP or like the energy runes, guard runes, anything like that. Just kind of, you know, that one's open. You can go completely broken set if you want. You can use one of each if you need to. Aside from that, what are we gonna use for the 2, 4, and 6 slot runes? For the 2-slot runes, since he is very, very slow, mostly when you're beginning, I would say build it with speed, because you're not going to be getting a lot of substats for speed from your other runes. So build that 2-slot, just put speed in there no matter what. If you're going tank, I would say HP slot 4, HP slot 6. And then if you're doing nuke, I would say crit damage or crit rate, which might be a little bit easier for new players to rune it with crit rate on slot 4. And then attack slot 6. Of course, you need that attack slot 6. For late game players, you can either go Violent or Despair. My personal Zaiross is runed with Violent, but I know a lot of other players that have great success with Despair Zairosses. And then the second or the 2 set has to be Will. There's really no way around it. He's got to be on Will runes. If there's a Zaiross that's not on Will runes, in my opinion, it's completely useless. He's too susceptible, he's too slow, he's too weak, he's too squishy to not be on Will runes. Even as a tank, he has to be on Will runes. For the end game type players, I would say if you're gonna build a nuke Zaiross, go attack, crit damage, attack, and get the speed stats or the speed from the substats, because I mean, let's face it, if you're near end game or late game, you need to be able to have that extra damage and still have the speed. Now if you're trying to get like extreme speed, then okay, obviously go slot 2 speed if you need to, but in my personal opinion, I would say slot 2 attack is more important. And then if you're going tank, still speed slot 2, HP for slot 4 and slot 6. For the nuke substat priorities, it's going to go in this order. So when you're looking at your substats, you're going to want to go crit rate first. You want as close to 100% crit rate as possible. You're going to want to see your speed as your next priority, and then it'll go attack, crit damage, HP, and accuracy. It's never a bad thing to have HP, and accuracy is always nice for his second and third skill. For tank substats priorities, you're going to want to prioritize speed. If you have an extremely fast Zaiross, it's going to be nice. Okay, you're going to have HP as your second priority, of course, then accuracy, so that way he does what he's there for, to reset the skills, drop some dots, and then defense so he can last even longer. And it doesn't hurt to have a little resistance in there as well after that. So if you're looking for your subsets on the runes, try to follow that priority. And if you need to rewind it, of course, do so. For team combos on Arena Offense, he is extremely powerful with a AoE defense breaking monster. So that's Galleon, that's Lure, that's Orion, that's the Dark Serpent, that's anybody that has a full team AoE defense break. And then also paired with a full team stripper, not those kind of strippers, but like say Juno, say Praha, say Aquila, Soha, any of those monsters that are going to remove the will runes or remove the shield from the opponents, so that way your defense break can go and then your Zaiross can go right after that, and try to have them as speed tuned as possible across the board. Now when you're looking for an AD, as far as the team combos there are concerned, you're going to just mainly want to have it with a full team stripper. Again, just like those monsters that I listed off, you're going to want to have at least one of those on arena defense. Otherwise, it's going to be too easy to counter. You're just going to have someone that's going to attack you with a full team of will runes or a really fast Chloe, and it's going to be GG. It's going to be game over, dead. Again, dead Zaiross is useless, and we don't need to go over that again. But aside from that, I would say build it with, also pair it with an attack booster, so that way you have the attack bar booster like Bernard, Orion, Vladjuel, again, any one of those, even Vertihile possibly if you don't have any other options for AD. I don't recommend Vertihile, but there's other options like I said. And then have your stripper go right after that, and then have your Zaiross go right after your stripper. It's going to be a lot more potent and a lot more useful for your arena defense. Now, is there other options? Of course there's other options if you have ways to protect the Zaiross, but most of the time when you're running a Zaiross, you want him to go first, so that way people can't use their skills to kill your Zaiross. Okay, that's the main thing. Alternatives. What are the alternatives? For arena offense, I would say any other AoE nuker. any other AoE nuker. It doesn't have to be Zaiross. It doesn't have to be. It could be Lagmaron has a great AoE. It could be Alicia. Alicia's way more damage than Zaiross could ever imagine. It could be, I mean, not even 5-star monsters. It can be Lucian. It could be Julia or Julie. I don't know why I said Julia, but Julie, the water pirate. It could be anybody. Sigmaris, free. I can't even talk. Amir, whatever the wind. What's his name? The wind. Come on. Wind Ifrit. There it is. So the wind Ifrit. Again, a great replacement for him. As far as AD alternatives, I would say any other AoE disruptor. Now, disruptor, that's meaning that it's gonna disrupt the other team's combo. So Zaiross is mainly there to remove the skills, okay? So if you have somebody that comes in and puts a stun, if you have an AoE stunner, if you have an AoE silencer, if you have an AoE anything that's gonna disrupt, that would be something that would be in place of Zaiross, for the most part. As far as my overall rating, and to kind of wrap the video up here, his overall rating, man, it's a 5 out of 5. He is an S tier monster, hands down. I think everybody in the game would agree that he is an S tier or like top tier monster. So if you have him, congratulations. And other than that, guys, thank you so much for watching. As always, stay soupy, and comment, like, and subscribe if this video helped you at all. Share it with your friends who just got a Zaiross as well. And other than that, I will see you guys tomorrow, where we will be reviewing Perna, the Fire Phoenix. I don't know why, I forget names sometimes. But anyway, Fire Phoenix, guys, check into that tomorrow, and we'll be continuing with the Nat 5 review. Thank you so much, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.